Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back for a Multiblock Madness series. I am just crafting up some pig iron, and the reason I'm doing that is so I can turn my the tool station into a tool forge. So yeah, just throwing some pork chop, bone meal, and sugar in the high oven to mix that into pig iron. Speed that up a little bit. Like we had one extra. I ran out of... Nope, I ran out of sugar. Dang it. I should have put more in. So we're going to use that in a second. We didn't use as much pork chop as I thought we were going to, which was actually kind of annoying to farm up. I basically just had to run around and find some pigs. And halfway through, I thought maybe I should just lead some back to the base, but it was too far. So I just kept going. It wasn't terrible with the luck that we have on our weapon, but yep. There we go. All right, so there is the tool station. Now, I want to get that because I want to get an excavator for 3x3 drilling. Was looking to see, there is no flux bore. There is a drill, but it does require tier 4. Or, no, not tier 4. It requires insulated gold cables, which I can't do yet. I haven't even looked up that mass fabricator. Yeah, well, we can't do that. I don't know if that was what tier that was, because it looks like there's multiple tiers, but I didn't think we could get the drill. So the only the one that kind of the only thing I could think of right off the bat was the excavator from Tinker's, which does require the tool forge. I know it's like inside here, but this is a bit kind of a silly place to put this stuff, to be honest. Why don't we move this out there? And eventually this house will probably be torn down. We actually don't need the house. Alright, starting to use these less and less, these crafting tables. Was it 5? With the armor forge? I think it's 5. Alright, there's that. That. Ooh, I totally forgot about the chest. No! Oh well. Yep, I totally forgot about the pattern and parts chest. Although I don't think there's anything in that. No. Can you do this? Does that form like the multi-block? I actually don't know. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. They just need to be touching. Usually I have that behind, but it does look like that works that way. That's kind of cool. All right, so we got that. I can go ahead and get the parts that we need. So there's that one. There's that one. I can't remember. Yeah, it does use that one. That one. And I'll probably just do steel, I think. Well, we could probably do something better. Or Calcom was relatively easy to get, but I'm not gonna go out of my way right now to craft something up. Alright, so we got that going, and that is running. So that is that. And the other thing that I did was... you may notice these core samples. I have them in the world. And if you don't know, you can just shift right click and it places them in the world. And I can look at which one is which. So I just placed them in the chunks that I did it in, so we can see what the fluid is and what vein. So did it with these 4, and this is the only one that has crude oil. Well, this is right in the center of my base. I don't think I want to put that right there. I did 2 over here. We got a bauxite galena vein, and I did more over here. I crafted up another LV capacitor, which basically I would just throw it down and then throw that down and get the sample. Because this is relatively cheap and it holds its charge, which is cool. Alright, but we do have crude oil in this one. And we have crude oil in these 2 as well. So there's a bunch of oil in these chunks. But I'm thinking we're going to build the pump jack in this one. A little more out of the way. Not so right in the center of the base, but this is where I'm thinking the pump jack for the oil will go. Over here. And I got to figure out how I want the power over there. It's probably easiest to use immersive cables. That would probably be the easiest to get the power over here, but I do need to craft up all the parts for this thing. So yeah, I need just basically a lot of steel, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so lots of steel basically is what I need to do. So I guess let me get all that stuff crafted up. We do have some of it. I did craft up the capsule for it. Always keep forgetting that there is capsules for all the multi-blocks, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we'll come back in a little bit. Okay, we are back. I've got everything for this. Let's go ahead and complete that. Also, I have gone ahead and upgraded to an MV capacitor just to get a bit more buffer. I do know I'm producing like not anywhere near enough power for what I'm trying to do here. I think what we'll do is the diesel generator is kind of what I'm thinking, and then eventually upgrade to the advanced generator is kind of what my plan is right now. Because we're almost there at the diesel generator. But yeah, so we just have a little bit of a bigger buffer for that. So let me do this. Yeah, I think that'll work, and then I can get it over here. I don't know where exactly my power input is going to be, but alright, IV pump jack. We do the left click, right? Left click. Missing 2 blocks of steel. It's not or dictionary to that type. Actually, is it supposed to be 4? Am I missing? Hold on. Let's do this. Does it say 2 again? Alright, it looks like these are not. It's not or dictionary with those. I don't think there is another. I don't think there is a immersive engineering version of it. Is there like an immersive engineering block of steel? I don't think so. Alright, so maybe cooling tower. That looks really cool. Yeah, I don't know. No, that makes me sad. I'm gonna have to build this manually then, since this doesn't seem to want to work. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's just not Lore Dictionary to this block of steel, or there's another one, but I'm not block of steel. Or like MBT data somewhere or something got messed up. Yeah, I'm not even seeing another block of steel, so. Yeah, I don't even see like Tech Reborn block of steel or anything. Alright, well that makes me sad. Alright, I guess we'll have to just manually do it. Man, I really like the capsules. I just don't know if I screwed something up. I don't think I did. But, hey. I am not about to admit that I don't make mistakes. Pump jack. Oh, is it? Oh, processing. Pump jack. Alright. How do you rotate these again? I can never remember. Middle click to rotate. Yes, let me just double check we're in the right thing here. Sure, right there. Yeah, that works, I guess. Alright, let's get this thing built. Oops. Well, not off to a great start. To be fair, the advanced rocketry ones, you can just click on the block and it'll place it. This one you actually have to place like a normal block. Alright, luckily this is not the most difficult of multi-blocks to build. Ah, okay. See, there is the... Oops. You can see the outline is a different steel block. It looks different. Yeah, see that? That doesn't look like that. Which, I am not surprised. Hopefully this works, though. Because that would make me sad. Alright, so it does actually count it when it's placed down, but the thing isn't recognizing whatever block that is. Yeah. I think should be it. Yep, there we go. Question is, where the heck do we hit it? Usually it's over like here. There is a certain place you gotta hit it, and I don't know. Let me look in the book really quick. Usually it tells you. On the heavy engineering block in the second layer. Didn't I click on that? Oh, second layer. Nope. There we go. Alright, so there is the pump jack. Nice. And power is right there. Alright, cool. I actually kind of got it in the right. I placed it in the right direction, surprisingly. Alright, there we go. It is slowly pumping, as we can see. It's not getting enough power. That's why it looks like it's kind of like glitchy. I think it uses like 1,000 RF per tick or something like that. I read somewhere or something. Yeah, 1,000. Well, we're not producing anywhere near enough. But if we can just get a little bit of oil is kind of what... Wait, do we have to... We have to place binding pipes down, don't we? Now that I'm thinking about it. Isn't it like... Pipe. Don't we have to place... pipes down to like bedrock or something? Hold on. Average oil deposit will take 11 days to... blah, 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 blah. Pine and redstone. I wasn't... Man, I remember doing something where we had to connect a bunch of things. Maybe that's a config. Because we're not actually getting any... Maybe... One, we might not be getting enough power. Maybe it's like failing. Or... Oh. Oh, it just doesn't... It doesn't store it. Alright, well, there we go. We're getting our crude oil. Very, very, very slowly. So, yeah, there is that. We could build a tank. I'm pretty sure there is like an iron tank, which would kind of actually go. Not tools, simple machines, oil processing, fluid reservoirs. Wasn't there like a... I could have sworn there was like, oh here, metal barrel tank. Yeah, it's just like some steel, I think. We'll store 512 buckets. I mean, that could look kind of cool, right? Because that only stores 32. Since this is going so slow, I'd rather have a much bigger buffer. Let me get that, and is that... Let's see. 34 iron sheet metal? I mean, that is so easy to make. Yeah, let's craft that up. We could throw down, like, over here or something. Okay, we are back. I'm actually building it one up. Oops. Probably shouldn't build that right there with the... that right there. So this is actually one higher. I added some wooden fence posts that aren't part of it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably going to look kind of stupid. Oops. Because it's going to... I don't think it... It doesn't stay looking like this, does it? Actually, I don't know. We have to hit it. Yeah. Alright, so it does kind of match a little bit. So there we go. There is our fluid tank. I don't think it has a... Doesn't look like it has a thing. Oh, actually... That's not what I thought it was going to be, actually. I was thinking, for some reason I thought it could only go underneath. I was going to have to pipe it in underneath, but... That's not... Yeah, alright, change of plans. Alright. There we go. There is that. So we'll just pipe in the side and maybe pipe out this side to what we want to do. Now... Just realized... I don't know how these fluid tanks actually work. Can we... Do we like... If I do... I don't know if it needs to be piped out or... Well, like, would that work? I don't think that will work, but... Yeah, we might need to use like fluid conduits to get that out. But if we do this... Like that, you pipe the thing into there. Although that is maybe on the other side. Man, I really do like this mod. Immersive engineering and immersive petroleum. Such a cool, like... I mean, that looks so cool. Man, imagine if Greg Tech New Horizons had models like that for the multi-blocks. Just saying. Alright. There we go. Yes, I know that looks so derpy. We're fixing it. Alright, there we go. There is our crude oil. What does it hold? Like 500 buckets or something like that? We should see it fill up, I think. So I'm thinking... Does it... I don't know if it... I'm not entirely sure how we pipe out with the fluid pipes. I don't think they pipe out by themselves. Is there like one that does? No, see, there's only the one fluid pipe. Maybe, what the heck are those? I would have to look that up, actually. I don't know if those, is there a way to pipe out with these fluid pipes? Or are they just kind of transport the fluid? Alright, I'm just emptying out this basic tank. I did look that mod up. It's actually pretty cool. It's like the drawers, but for fluids. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know. You can connect it to like the A network and all sorts of stuff with a controller, which is pretty cool. But all right, so I did find out how this actually works, and I'll show you really quick if we want. Now I'm like, I'm gonna have to get that back out, but you need a lever on the thing. So there we go. That is how you extract. These pipes don't auto extract, but they will, if there is an output, they will try to put it in a thing. So that is pretty cool and good to know. Also, apparently there is a steel version of this that holds 4 times as much. So, I don't know. We'll see how much. I mean, this is 500 buckets. We're good for now. But, yeah, those pipes are so slow. They're just the basic ones. But maybe we'll upgrade this to steel. I don't have a ton of steel. Although that's really only about 34 steel. Maybe I should do that. Okay, we are back. Got a new steel fluid tank just because it is bigger, and we ended up actually needing the iron sheet metal that I used for that original tank for the distillation tower anyway. So I didn't actually lose anything by doing that. Now I did look up, or I checked to see if there was a capsule for this, but it does not look like that is doesn't look like that is a thing, unfortunately. The IP, yeah. There is only one industrial petroleum blueprint, unfortunately, but right. It's basically a big tower in the middle and then things around the outside, if I remember. It wasn't that difficult to, yeah. So just the 2x2, and then it goes up, and then the scaffolding around the outside. And guess the one annoying thing is trying to remember. Like, I think that's like, what would be the best? Let's see. It's gonna come out of there. Like, is that the input or the output, or I can't remember. I think that's the input. I think. All right, let me get this built up. I don't want to spend too much time while recording. There's no really no need to do that. And we'll come back. Okay, there we go. I have built it. I think this is the front. I don't really know. It says it can be input at the back hatch marked with a blue dot. Well, which is the back? Maybe this is the front. I had this issue, I remember last time. So we shall see. Nope, that's the output. There's the blue dot. All right. That's not. All right, that's not. You know what? That'll work, I think. I kind of want that. I don't know. I don't know if it's... before I start hooking everything up, I have to decide, is this what I want? I guess if I rotate this, that would be there. The fluid output would be here. The bitumen would be over here. I think that's the... I think... Oh man, I don't know which one. I'm assuming... No, that would probably be... That's the fluid output, I'm guessing. This is the item output. Alright. Let me think if I want to keep it this way or not. Okay, I rotated it one. It wasn't that terrible. I just threw the blueprint over the most of the old structure. It did kind of do weird things with the half slabs when I broke the thing. As we can see, it's like a bit weird, but yeah. Okay, there we go. It did work, even though they were in the wrong... They were on the bottom part when I broke it. But it worked. Alright, so I think we're going to do that there. We'll pipe this in there, and then fluids out there, and then the bitumen, which goes there. I really wish that was in the center, but not going to complain about that. Unless I want to move the whole thing over, just so that we don't have a kink in the pipe. No, I kind of want this lined up with... Did line it up, right? Yeah, that's what I want. Alright, so that goes in there. Question is, where does power go? Power goes right here. And again, for the umpteenth time, this is not going to be enough power for this. But hopefully I get diesel out of this. And with the diesel, I can... With the diesel, I'll be able to get a diesel generator, which will be the next thing I want to build. That's a bit rough, but octane we have, yeah. All right, let's not worry about that right now. Let's get this going. Where did I put my thing? I put it on there. Really should have a lever for that as well. And then we'll get this fired up and producing the stuff. Let me grab a chest as well. So there's a chest and a lever really quick. I don't have any. All right, let's throw an extra one in there. All right, so we should be able to pump the fluid in there. Yep, there it is, full of fluid. Turn that on. And I don't know. It may not be able to process it because we're not getting enough power. Which would make me sad because I was really hoping we'd be able to get like a couple buckets of diesel. Throw it in the diesel generator, and then we'd be golden. Although it maybe it just... No, I think it... Does it... Oh god. Those things are so annoying. Maybe it doesn't show up there. I could be wrong, though. We could always... throw that tank. Let me throw that tank there and see if it's actually working. We are getting 3 things out of it. I mean, I could just craft up more basic tanks. Is that what I want? Or I could just make 3 more steel tanks. I mean, those look really cool. I don't know. I'll think about that. I just want to make sure this is actually working, is what... Alright, so it is actually working. They do not show up in the UI, which was, I was kind of hoping they would. So, crude oil, immersive petroleum. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that would show up like that, but apparently it doesn't. Alright, but there is the lubricant. We haven't got any bitumen yet. Don't really know... Oh, now it's showing up. Well, there's our diesel that we want. Question is, how do I want to... I kind of want to get... Should we do that? I'm assuming all three come out of the same. There's no output, right? That's the only output, right? Yeah. Yeah, look at that wonderful gasoline and diesel. I don't know what, I'm assuming we can actually burn both, can't we? Oh, hello, napalm. Boiler, we can put it in a boiler, generate steam. Gas turbine. All right, so gasoline goes in a gas turbine. Blue gas. Blue gas goes in a heat exchanger. I don't know. There is so much. I don't know. But that's really cool. I love all this kind of stuff. I think it's pretty cool. All right, so we are producing that, though. Let's look up diesel really quick. Immersive petroleum diesel. All right, that also says gas turbine. Is that not? I could have sworn we could. I assumed we could put diesel in the diesel generator. Diesel generator. Diesel generator is one of the few ways of generating this. It is created as a blah blah. It runs off biodiesel or other types of combustible fuel. Work through the fuel very quickly, so make sure you have sufficient fuel production to run it. Yeah, I think. Let me get some tanks. Actually, I want to do tanks. I think they look just so cool. We'll be right back. Okay, there we go. I crafted up the 3 steel tanks. Now, I actually don't really know exactly how these things work. The fluid pipes. Oh wait, that's... There we go. I just wanted to turn that on. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure how these pipes work. Does it pick the closest inventory? Do they act like tanks? Like, is there actual fluid in here? I really don't know the actual mechanics of it. Like, why isn't that producing... Why is there no lubricant? I don't know. So, I don't know... Alright, so that's diesel's going in there. Why is there no... I don't know. Let me turn that off. Yeah, where did the lubricant go? Maybe it's somewhere. Alright, gasoline's going in there. Oh, there's lubricant. It's just the same color. And then, like, that. I don't know if that... Like, does this teleport the fluid? I really don't know. Also, I'm stuck. Because those aren't full blocks, I can't about. But yeah, we'll try that. There is a fluid valve thing that it says it limits fluid. I don't know if that's the amount, or would that act as like a filter? I don't know if there's like a way to block a certain fluid going in there. Like if I pulled out the 7 buckets of gasoline, is that going to try to put diesel in? Or, you know, I really don't know how these work. But all right, so there we go. We got our pump jack built. We got a few fluid tanks built. We got our distillation tower built. And look at that, we're getting our bitumen that we need. So next episode, going to craft up a diesel generator. I hope I'm assuming this diesel we can burn in the diesel generator. I only asked that because clicking on the diesel generator, it says start with biodiesel. I'm like, I hope diesel is an actual viable fuel. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but you never know. Maybe there's a conflict somewhere. But yeah, we'll see if we can get our diesel generator built and get some better power, because this is laughable that I am running a distillation tower at pump jack off like a little water mill. How funny would that be in real life? A water wheel running all this stuff. metal presses, blast furnaces, and just a little water wheel. With water that is just magically appearing, no less. Alright, but anyway, that's going to be for this episode, so thanks for watching, and have a good one.